Hi, I'm Pam and welcome back to the channel. In early March 2026, I had the amazing opportunity to travel to Natchez, Mississippi to attend Living History Natchez. And in this video, I look forward to sharing some of my experiences with you.
This is the Adams County Courthouse. Natchez is the county seat for Adams County. This right here was once known as the Hanging Tree before public executions became not public. Who knows? Maybe it was that branch that was used.
This is the old Adams County Jailhouse, built in 1891. The front of the building served as the home and the office of the sheriff and his family, who were required to cook meals and do other things for the prisoners. Toward the back of the building, you'll see the cell blocks that were used. This building was in use until 1978, when right next door they built the new jailhouse, and that middle section that you see there is actually where they had death row.
This is the Natchez Eola Hotel. It's one of the stops on the Haunted Natchez Ghost Tour, so be sure to check that out when you're in town. The hotel is currently closed and undergoing renovations, and hopefully it will be open to the public again soon. Back of the First Presbyterian Church, which is on the corner of Pearl and State Streets, is the Natchez in Historic Photographs Gallery. It is open 6 days a week, and I've been told that it's free, but of course they appreciate donations. It has Natchez in Historic Photographs. Natchez is a really small town. Basically, the town rolls up the sidewalks at 5 p.m. At least here in downtown. I'm trying to be mindful of other people, and everybody wants to be in someone's video, so things might get a little choppy. This is Frankie's on Main, which is on the National Register.
Later in the week, I had lunch at Frankie's with a lovely couple, Winton and Connie, who I met while I was in Natchez. The interior still looks like a bank. They kept the teller cages and a lot of the interior. The food was absolutely amazing. I had the salmon. I highly recommend it if you're in town. And it's still very overcast here today, but the forecast indicates no rain, so fingers crossed. Yesterday we did have a few thunderstorms and I had to change rooms in the hotel because my window began leaking. Anyway, this is right across the street from my hotel on Canal Street, and this is actually some sort of commemoration of the Natchez Vidalias Bridge, and it was dedicated by President Franklin Roosevelt back in the day. And these are the toll plaza colonnades. It's kind of unusual, but it's a really nice structure, very peaceful setting. And right across the street, or excuse me, I should say right on the other side of the colonnade, you can see the bridge itself and of course the mighty Mississippi. And there's the bridge. And the Mississippi. So here I am close to the Natchez Under the Hill district, which is on the west side of Canal Street and in between Canal Street and the river. I'm standing in this lovely gazebo that's here in this park, looking at the Mississippi River. And There's the bridge we talked about earlier. And there's some sort of a tour bus, lots of tourists. I think they came off one of the boats, I'm not sure. So I'm getting ready to explore Natchez under the hill. Here's the first real glimpse that I'm getting of Natchez under the hill. Of course, instead of flatboats carrying cargo, we have other kinds of flatboats with tourists. I'm sure it's quite the difference from back in the day. And flatboats, the wood from them, because often the boats couldn't go back to where they came from, and so they would dismantle them and sell the wood off for building structures. And the King's Tavern up in Natchez, where I visited on my ghost tour, was constructed using wood from flatboats. Just love all this brick. I imagine back in its heyday, Natchez under the hill was a much rougher and tougher place to be, rather than this genteel shopping and eatery district. But it's just beautiful. The weather we're having is apparently unseasonably warm. It's in the 70s right now. And as you might imagine, here in the deep south, quite humid. You can see one of the boats behind me. That's one of those Viking River Cruises boats. Funny, I always thought of Viking cruises of just being a European thing, but here they are in America. So, funny story. Last night, while I was looking at my YouTube channels before retiring for the evening, I saw one on Our Restoration Nation with Lane and Kevin, and they do a lot of home tours down south, and they are from the Natchez area, and they had just posted this house, the William Ailes House, circa 1852, and according to their little history tidbit, William Ailes was a drayman down at Natchez under the hill, which is right down there below the bluff. A drayman, of course, being somebody who hauls goods, you know, from the port to maybe into town or wherever. I don't want to spoil too much because they give a lot of great history, and you get a tour of the inside of the house. It's actually right down the street from my hotel. I couldn't believe it. So I was able to walk here and take a peek. Beautiful, gorgeous house. It is on the market as of the recording of this video. It has been used as a commercial building for a number of years. There is a commercial grade kitchen in the back, and but it's a cute little house right here not in the heart of Natchez, but just outside downtown Natchez. So be sure to check out their video for more. And another funny story, I had to go into Walmart earlier today to grab something, and as I was on my way out, I saw Lane and Kevin walking in, but I did not want to be an obnoxious fangirl, so I just kept going and let them get along with their day. So a big reason that I was in Natchez, Mississippi was because Luke and Julie Montague, the Earl and Countess of Sandwich in England, were the featured speakers at Living History Natchez. They were talking about their own preservation efforts at Mapperton, their historic estate, and the many different ways that they have had to find new ways to keep the estate going. And it was an amazing speech. I am a patron of their channel, Mapperton Live. I will be putting the link down below for you to check out. And while I was there, because I'm a patron, I was invited to a special reception for patrons who had been able to go to Natchez. And I was there at Holly Hedges, beautiful, beautiful home that was also featured on the tour. And while I was there, who walked in but Lane and Kevin Berry of our Restoration Nation. So I had my fangirl moment with them. They're super, super nice people. I really enjoyed having the opportunity to meet them. And of course, I got to meet Luke and Julie. The picture that you see here wasn't taken at the reception. It was taken the next night after they spoke at Living History Natchez. So it was an amazing opportunity for me, meeting people who I admire and who do so much for historic preservation, not only in the US, but around the world. So here I am at the visitor's entrance at Melrose. Behind me you can see the back of the house. Melrose is open daily except for the major holidays. Everything's online as it's a National Historic Public Park. And if you want to just walk the grounds, however, I believe that is free and always open to the public. Anyway, I'm about to go in. I'm not allowed to use a selfie stick or anything like that inside. They probably don't want videos either, so I'll just take some photos and be sure to share them. And that is the gate to the orchard here at Melrose. Good morning again from Natchez, Mississippi. It's Thursday morning and it's the first day of the house tours for Living Natchez. You can see the sun out behind me, but last night we had some terrific, and I mean terrific thunderstorms. I went to a speaking event last night and my pants were soaked by the time I got into the venue. Even though I had an umbrella, it was raining like crazy, but the weather is mostly clear today, much cooler. It's only going to be in the 60s today, and I'm off to the tours, and I can't wait to see more of historic Natchez. So this is Magnolia Hall on Pearl Street. And this is where the house Pleasant Hill, which I toured this weekend, originally was located. This was Pleasant Hill. And when the daughter of the owner, the original owner of Pleasant Hill, who inherited the home, decided to sell it to her brother, he said, great, but he moved the house. He moved it just down. You can see that White House just behind that car. So not even a block away, and it took a year to move the house. But this is Magnolia Hall. Was not part of the tour, but they are open for tours daily. I have not had a chance to get here this weekend, and I probably will not. But if you are ever in Natchez, and I hope to be again, you should probably take the opportunity to take a look. So here I am at Rosalie Mansion. Rosalie is not a private home. It is open to the public daily, and I'm hoping to get some photos while I'm inside.
Okay, so that's just right. Well, you're just, yeah. Okay, so that's.
Here is one place I am so excited to be. I am at Historic Hope Farm here in Natchez, and it's currently being restored by Lane and Kevin, the hosts of the YouTube channel Our Restoration Nation. They have been working on this home for the last couple of years. It was practically gutted by fire a number of years ago, and they purchased it with the hopes of restoring it, which they are doing. They are salvaging as much original material as they could, and of course being historically accurate wherever possible, wherever they've had to replace anything, with of course adding lots of nice modern amenities. I had the opportunity to meet Lane and Kevin earlier this week. They are the nicest people you will ever meet. I'll be sure to leave a link to their channel in the description, where you can hopefully go and see all the amazing work they're doing, not only on this house, but on previous homes that they've restored over the years. And they also give house tours of historic homes in the area. And what's incredible about this particular location is it looks like it is so. Here, we've got these bushes right here. It looks like it is so secluded, but it's actually just off a main road. One of the events at Living History Natchez was a recreation of the Jenny Lind concert back in 1851, right there in Natchez. Jenny Lind, the Swedish Nightingale, for one night only, graced Natchez with her presence. This was a recreation of that concert, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm going to share a little taste of it with you here. Hey everybody, I cannot believe it is my final day in Natchez, Mississippi. I am going to hop on a plane and fly back home tomorrow. It's a little warmer today. It's supposed to get up to the low 70s by this afternoon. It's only in the low 40s this morning, but it's not quite as windy, so not quite as chilly. I'm so looking forward to the final houses on the tour today, and I look forward to just one final day in this magical city of Natchez.
Who knew African Americans had a newspaper in 1827? What does that tell us? One, some African Americans had
How many opportunities am I going to have to drive across the mighty Mississippi? So I am taking the bridge and crossing over into Louisiana. And then I'll turn around and come right back. Back in my hotel. My final day in Natchez, Mississippi is almost complete. I'll be going out for dinner in just a little while, but I had an amazing 5 days here. I feel like I only scratched the surface. I wish I could be staying here another week. There is so much to see, so much to do. And it's one of those towns that you're really, really tempted to move here. Everybody is so friendly, just so engaging. The town is so charming, both downtown and the outskirts. There's just, it's just gorgeous. And if you know me, you know that I really, really dislike humidity. And even I am sorely tempted to consider moving here to Natchez, but whether I move here or not, I absolutely am looking forward to my next trip here. I'll be leaving tomorrow morning, heading back home out west. But I just wanted to share a few of my finds with you. I tried not to buy too many things just because, you know, suitcases, carry-ons, all that sort of thing. So most everything I purchased was pretty small. So I did find this adorable blue willow berry bowl. It's actually hotelware that was made in England. So I'm going to be adding this to my blue and white collection. Just love it. At the antique show that was being put on by Living History Natchez, I purchased this Dutch blue and white bowl. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this for myself or give it as a gift to someone special who I'm thinking about. So more to come on that. And the other thing I purchased at the antique show, I just couldn't resist, was this adorable copper luster pitcher. Again, I bought this at the antique show that is part of this year's Living History Natchez event. Just beautiful. While I was at the Wigwam, one of the houses on the tour, I purchased this old-fashioned base, you know, for the drink, the old-fashioned. My boyfriend is gonna love this. By the time this video posts, I'll have given it to him, so I'm not spoiling any surprises. But they make it themselves and they sell it in their gift shop. The other thing I saw in their gift shop that I just couldn't resist were these vintage, made in Japan, blue ceramic ware, teeny tiny little vases. Super, super adorable. And then finally, I purchased a copy of this book, Natchez Style. This was published in 2016 in honor of the tercentennial of Natchez. Many of the houses that were on this year's tour are featured in the book, but they don't necessarily look the same inside. For example, of course, Hope Farm, which was ravaged by fire back in 2023 and is currently being revitalized by Lane and Kevin of Our Restoration Nation. Additionally, there's at least one other house that I noticed as I was glancing through the book that has changed hands, and so the interior photos featured in the book are different than what I saw while I was on tour. But it's got interiors, it has a little bit of history about the houses featured, and it has some amazing old-fashioned Southern recipes that I am looking forward to trying. So an amazing week in Natchez, Mississippi. Thank you to everybody at Living History Natchez for putting on such an amazing event. And if you have the opportunity to attend next year, I highly encourage you to do so. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.